Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Universe of Disney World. This is episode 2. I'm coming to you today with a video that is going to be an experiment, and it's going to kind of be like purely just opinionated by myself. I have right now on my tablet the Disney World app open, and what I'm going to do, which I think a lot of people are going to like this, but we'll see, is I'm going to do a love it or hate it park edition for Walt Disney World. And we're going to go through all 4 of the parks, not today, but we're going to go through one of the parks today, and that is going to be the Magic Kingdom. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through an attraction. I'm going to say if I love it or if I hate it. I'll explain why. And at the end, I'll give you my personal opinion on if you should spend your time and go on it. So let's just hop right into it. Like always, if you're new here, which probably all of you are since this is brand new, please subscribe, please like the video, and please turn on notifications so you get notifications every single time I make a video. Secondly, if you have Instagram, please follow my Instagram, Universe of Disney World. I'll link it down below like I did last video. And, because it helps me so much. That way you guys get to vote on the polls for what I do in terms of videos and content ideas and games and all of that wonderful things and wonderful stuff there. So I'm going to get started on this. We're doing the Magic Kingdom today, and we're going to start in Adventureland, if I am correct. And this will include shows, and this will include attractions, period. So this is going to take a while, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the next however many minutes this is of me giving you my personal thoughts on attractions. So starting in Adventureland in Magic Kingdom, we have a couple of attractions we're going to be looking at. One of them was Family Robinson Treehouse, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Jungle Cruise, and obviously Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean. I don't care what you call it. Honestly, I just call it Pirates. But that is me. So we have 4 attractions that we're really looking at here. And we're going to start off with the first one that you see when you come into Adventureland, which is the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. Do I love it or do I hate it? Now, I have been to Disney World a lot of times. And if I haven't done something there yet, chances are I have no desire to do it. And Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse is absolutely one of those attractions. I just don't like it. I don't get it. Maybe somebody who loves the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse can clue me in, but it's just not for me. It's not my cup of tea. It takes up space kind of. It's part of that area. I'm looking at the tablet here. I'll show you guys. There it is right there. That is the tree. I'm sorry if it's like a little bit bright in here. My window is open. I don't think that's going to work. But it is just a waste of space, I think. I think, honestly, if they could do so much more with that area there, and I just think that it's wasted potential. So, love it or hate it, I gotta say I hate it. I just don't like it there. It's really kind of annoying and it's never open. It seems like when I'm there, there's no cast member standing near it because nobody does it. So it's really just not a good situation. In my opinion, if you love it, good for you. I'm not saying I'm wrong or I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right. It's just opinionated. But really, I don't like it. So, and I would not waste your time on this if you're going to the parks and you have limited time there. I would not even think. Is it closed right now? I actually think it might be closed right now. I'm not sure, but I think I heard somewhere that it might be closed. So if I'm wrong about that, definitely check me in the comments down below. But yeah, I would not waste your time on it. Moving on to number 2. Magic Carpets of Aladdin. Absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's just really awkwardly placed, and honestly, if they took it out, it would allow so much more foot traffic in Adventureland, and it wouldn't feel so much of a crowded area as it does because Tiki Room's right next to it, which we'll get to right after this. I totally forgot that. Sorry. So we have five. But Tiki Room is right next to it. Then you got the Dole Whip stand, which is, I believe, is called Aloha Isle. But then, yeah, Magic Carpets is just really awkwardly placed. It's not a good attraction. It's literally just like Dumbo, but worse, in my opinion. There's, like, yeah, you fly in carpets and there's a camel outside that spits water. Other than that, there's no theming, and it's just a waste of space. Hate it, and absolutely do not recommend it for you to waste your time there. Okay, Tiki Room, Enchanted Tiki Room. Now, according to WDWNT, they actually released a story about Tiki Room recently about possible Moana artwork, concept art. I'm not sure how valid that is. I'm not here to say that's right or that's wrong. But I absolutely love the Tiki Room. I think it's a classic. I haven't been on it in years, but I absolutely just love the area of it and the vibe it gives off. It gives off vintage classic Disney, and I like that. This whole area in Frontierland is really, and parts of Fantasyland, I guess, is really, to me, vintage Disney in the Magic Kingdom. And I think that's what makes the Magic Kingdom so much more special than it's brothers and brother parks or sister parks or whatever you want to call it, because it just feels like this is the heart of Disney. There's a lot of, there's some IPs that are coming in and that are already there, but I mean, it's mostly original attractions, and I really, really like that. So Tiki Room, absolutely love it. If you can do it while you're there, do it. You will thank me later. Jungle Cruise. I love this attraction. I think it's funny. Depending on what skipper you get, it's very important that you get a good skipper. But if you get a good skipper, it's excellent. The scenery is awesome. I love the temple scene where you're going through the temple. It's really, really cool. Like I said, it's a classic Disney ride, and there's not much more to say about it. If you can go on this attraction, absolutely go on this attraction. It is mind blowing of how immersive it is in terms of, because like, we're in Florida here, and Jungle Cruise just gives off this vibe that you're not in Florida. You are in some part of the world that it's set in, and you're not in the United States. It's crazy to think that. It's really, really cool. Absolutely love it. Go on it if you can. And obviously, the last ride in Adventureland is Pirates of the Caribbean, and you can all guess what my thing is going to be there. Love it. Absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite rides of all time. It is just brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. I mean, what more can I say about it? Like, yeah, it's gone through a couple changes, and sometimes all the effects on the ride don't work, but at the end of the day, it is one of the best rides that they have to offer on property if you want originality and if you want the true kind of feeling of Disney. Pirates is your place to go. So honestly, love it. Do it. Even if the wait is long, just do it. It normally is about 40 to 60 minutes on a good day for the wait. And the queue there kind of does move slow. So I can see how it is maybe a realistic time, because some of them are kind of fabricated and then others are more truer, and I think this one probably stands for the more true. But absolutely do it. It is brilliant. Okay, now moving to Frontierland. We're going to start in the corner. And Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Love it. I love this ride. It is such a fun time. If you get to ride it at night, it's amazing. Love it, absolutely love it. The story behind it is not always a first see. So if you don't know the story, I believe it is an abandoned mine and it's haunted. And the train, it's a ghost train and it roams around the mine, and it never stops. I feel like I read that somewhere in the bio for it. Like I said, if I'm wrong, correct me, but I'm pretty sure that's the story. But it's really cool. The scenery's awesome in there, and it's just a really fun time. So definitely do it. Definitely do it. I love it. That is my reading of it. That gets a thumbs up for me. It's excellent. Okay, moving to Splash Mountain. Now, you all saw the video last week, so I'm not going to talk a lot about it this week. But all I will say is excellent attraction, love it, and go on it. Go on it. While it's still here, that's especially important. I'm not sure when they're planning on doing the overhaul. I know they said soon, but I mean, they're so behind on all these other things, and they're not, the Walt Disney Company's not in the best place right now in terms of debt. So I'm not sure when we're looking at. It won't be for a while, I'm assuming, but definitely go on Splash. It is just such an amazing attraction, regardless of what you think of, you know, of whether or not it is troublesome. Tom Sawyer Island. So, like I said before with Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse, if I haven't done it already, I probably don't want to do it. And I don't have any intention of going to the the Tom Sawyer Island. It just needs an upgrade. It's getting way too old, and it's just, I mean, there's not as much to do there anymore. They took away that really good fried chicken place, the Aunt Polly's, I think the name was. I never had it, but I remember I was gonna go on a trip years ago, and I was gonna go there, and then there was news that they were closing it down, and I don't know, I was just like, that was gonna be the only reason for me going over there. Really poor decision in my opinion. But I mean, yeah. So would I recommend doing it? If you're a huge fan of Tom Sawyer and you like looking for things, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. It's like a big playground for kids. Think of it that way. So honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't think it's worth your time. So that's my opinion on it. But obviously, people like Tom Sawyer's Island, and that's great for them. Country Bear Jamboree, absolutely love it. It is a great attraction. Great attraction. It's funny. It's kind of raunchy, and it's kind of, it's actually pretty pushing the boundaries a little bit on some of the humor in there. But that's what makes it so fun. It's because, kids and parents can enjoy it. So kids, they see the bears singing and they like, think it's funny, and bears dancing, and the adults get more of that adult humor out of it, and it's just really, really fun. So, yeah, definitely recommend it if you are going there. The Riverboat, I've never been on it, but I will say this because I'm not going to give it a love or hate it. Because the Riverboat's different for in terms of Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse and Tom Sawyer Island, because those two, in my opinion, are just the most boring things to do at that park. The Riverboat, however, I think my dad went on it one time, and he said he liked it, so I'm gonna go with his judgment. If you like calm rides, I guess, and you don't mind the loud bell horn or whatever it's called, yeah, go on it. That would be my recommendation if you want to branch out a little bit. If you want to, maybe cool down and hang out on the shade in the boat. Yeah, nothing much more to say about that. Okay, now moving on to Liberty Square Hall of Presidents. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. Regardless of what you think about a certain president in a certain time, this attraction is brilliant. I love it. It's a must do for me every time I'm at the Magic Kingdom. Unfortunately, because it's under refurbishment right now because they're adding the new president. But even when they add President Biden, I will go back. I don't care, what your political philosophy is. It's a great attraction, and it just screams knowledge, and that's what Walt Disney, bringing this knowledge into the parks, was really what he was trying to do, in my opinion, and also just making sure that everyone's having a fun time as well in that. And the Hall Presidents, I think, does that exceptionally. I sit through that, and at the end of it, I get teary eyed, seeing all the presidents standing up there. I'm a huge history guy too, so that also probably plays a factor in it. But it's really, really cool. I absolutely recommend it. If you are there and it is open, do it. I'm telling you, it's excellent. Okay, moving on to the key Liberty Square attraction, Haunted Mansion. This is arguably the best ride in the Magic Kingdom, if not on property. If you're talking about thrill rides, obviously it's not. But in terms of just the nostalgic factor from people that it gets from people, the ghost effects in there, and just the authenticity of it is just absolutely mind-blowing. I love this attraction, and I cannot recommend it more. Like, yeah, sometimes you get stuck on it, but it is so good. It is so worth it. And the queue moves pretty fast too, especially nowadays because they skipped the pre-show. The pre-shows was one of the best parts, but unfortunately because of COVID, you can't be locked in a room with a bunch of people. So, and for good cause, for good understanding. So, that is, the Haunted Mansion. Absolutely love it. Gets 2 thumbs up for me. If you're at the Magic Kingdom, you gotta hit it up. If you're at the Magic Kingdom, you gotta hit up. Moving on to Fantasyland. So the first attraction we are going to be looking at is It's a Small World, and it is a small world indeed. This one's hard for me. I like it. I'm not sure if I love it. I don't hate it. So this is going to be that middle ground. The song will be stuck in your head all day, especially if it gets broken down. It is absolutely one of the worst rides to get broken down on. It's hard for me to say. I guess it's up to you. I mean, if you don't mind, like, it's a good, like, refresher. I mean, it normally has a long wait, but normally the line moves a little bit faster. I know because of all the COVID safety protocols and all that, the queue is kind of messed up, so I'm not sure what that situation is, but Small World, if you don't mind the singing and if you appreciate classics. So yeah, I would recommend it. At the end of the day, I'd recommend it. Peter Pan's Flight, this is really, really hard for me because I just don't like it. I don't like it, and I know I'm probably in the minority here, but it's way too short for the wait that people stand in line for, and it's just, I don't like it. I try to like it, but I would not recommend this for people who are visiting the Magic Kingdom, and here's why. You stand in line for 50 minutes for a ride that lasts 2. You can stand in line for Splash Mountain for 35 minutes, and you get a 15-minute experience. You stand in line for Haunted Mansion, and you get that mind-blowing experience. This ride is 2 minutes long. It's not long. I mean, I watched the YouTube video of it actually recently pretty much, and I'm pretty sure it was like only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's just, it's not, I just don't like it. It's a unique idea, but literally, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Some people like that sort of thing. I don't. I don't like it at all. Philhar Magic, hate it. Do not recommend doing it. I know I'm probably in the minority there. I just never go in, and I've done it before, and it's just not my cup of tea. Prince Charming Regal Carousel. Uh, Kind of boring for the Magic Kingdom. Don't waste your time. Okay, moving on back here by the undersea journey of the Little Mermaid. You know what? This one is actually a cool attraction. I went on it and I was not thinking much of it when I was going into it, but it's actually a pretty cool ride. I would recommend it. I would, if you have time, do it. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. This is really hard for me because I have mixed feelings about this attraction. On the one side, the inside's really cool, and on the other side, it's way too short as well. It kind of got the Peter Pan situation there. If it has a short wait, do it. If it doesn't, don't do it. That's my best piece of advice. If it's longer than 40 minutes, it's not worth it. You'd be better off doing something else. Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I know a lot of people hate this, mostly because it took over for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, but I like it. Right now it's sitting at about a 25-minute wait, so that's what I'm looking at. If you guys are wondering what I'm looking at over here, it's the tablet. 25-minute wait for Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I'd do that. Nothing more, though. Nothing more. Mad Tea Party, if you want those nostalgic factors with the teacups, do it. If you don't want to be spun around and feel like you want to throw up after, then don't. I'm sorry, I'm kind of flying through the rest of these, but I see I'm already at 21 minutes, so I'm really kind of pushing it here. Dumbo, Flying Elephant. Same thing with the teacups. If you want that nostalgic factor, do it, but might feel a little queasy after. The Barnstormer, absolutely skip. It's just so cramped in those seats, and the ride, like I said, is super, super short. It's just not worth it. Tomorrowland Speedway, in my opinion, I hate it. I hate, that smell that reeks over there, and it's loud, and it kind of takes away from, the environment of Tomorrowland. If you like driving your own car, that's technically not driving your own car, it's just on a track, then do it. But, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. Space Mountain, absolutely awesome. It just needs some maintenance. It really just needs some maintenance. Make the, maybe make the car a little bit more smooth against the track. I think that would be really, really cool. Not so rickety, but I get why it is. Yeah, I would recommend it for sure. I love it. Astro Orbiter, I've never been on it before, mostly because I know that I'm a bigger guy. So I know I can't fit on Astro Orbiter. I know the seats are really small though, so you've got to be like the perfect size. I know some people that are smaller than me and still haven't been able to fit. So it's really it's a 50-50. I can't give something out, but from what I've heard, it's a waste of time. So if that's in fact true, then don't do it. Buzz Lightyear's Ranger Spin. This one's really fun. I went on it actually last year with my brother. It was one of his first rides of the Magic Kingdom in a while. And he was kind of one of those nervous Nellies about the rides. And, he was freaking out about going on the People Mover. And, I was just like, it's okay, And we did Buzz. And after we got off of it, he was like, that one's really, really cool. So that is what I did. It was great. I like it. Absolutely recommend it. Love it. Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I cannot recommend it enough. It's just awesome. It's really awesome. And not to mention, it's a great cool off too. And finally, ending us is the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. I do not like this one bit. Some people do like it. I know a lot of people. I'm not like a very, when I'm like, okay, tell jokes or whatever, I don't like being called on. So when I'm sitting in a room and something just calls on me, expecting me to answer it, or calls on me in the sense that, hey, this guy, da da da, it's just like, no, I'm very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable situation. So if you're like me and you're kind of nervous like that, I would absolutely not recommend it. So yeah. So that is the Magic Kingdom. There was a lot of ground to cover. That was probably our biggest park to cover in terms of this series. Love it or hate it. You heard all my opinions on it. I guess that's going to do it for this episode. Like I said, if you're new, please subscribe, push that notification bell, and follow me on Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up. That would be great. So if you guys like this kind of video where I tell you do I love it or do I hate it, and then give you that recommendation at the end, we have 3 other parks to go. So we are going to do those parks. I'm not sure if they're going to be consecutive videos. I'm sure they'll be like, one will be next week and then, whatever. So that's going to do it for this episode. I'm running a really long time for this, and I know some people probably didn't make it through the whole thing. So I'm going to stop it right here. I want to thank all of you for watching this far if you did. And yeah, have a magical day, everyone.